Okay, how's everybody doing out there? This is going to be a excellent show because it's basically about everything. My series of drawings and paintings relating to the COVID-19, the Floyd George death, which sparked a huge movement throughout the world, and then the Black People Live. So this is going to be excellent. I just can't wait to continue on letting y'all sharing this with you and telling you all about it. Basically, this is an educational episode of how Black people is going through what we're going through in the world. So I want to take you back from the beginning, and all of this is going to be done through my artwork. So this is very educational. It needs to be shown to all the young people in our community and throughout the world of what's really happening. So, because art, when you do art, it's like sharing 1,000 words. It's just a picture, but people pick it up quick. Believe it. So this is going to be an excellent. Do not change your channel. This have never been shown anywhere, anywhere before. So you got to stay with this. So in time, I'm going to move back to let you see all of the artwork before I present it to you and I start explaining it of what's going on. So right now, we are at the Shirley Chisholm State Park, and this is Friday. Now, the reason why I picked this park because you can see this is a park that was given to a Black woman that ran for president, Shirley Chisholm. So this is like, hey, this is a mark to be here, to be revealing all of this stuff to you. So my name is Melvin Isaac. I'm a community certified producer at Brick Arts Medium. I'm a videographer. I'm a member of the Fulton Art Fair, and I'm associated with the Dorsey Art Gallery, and plus a lot of other places as well. But that's who I am, and I want to reveal this stuff to you right now. So before we start, here's the deal. I'm going to correct a lot of stuff that was going on because uh, there was things that was that's not true. So the first painting, when I show it to you, I'm going to be starting off with the corona virus, COVID-19. So before I even mention that or even get, for y'all to understand what's going on, remember what happened when Obama was president, 2014. He was trying to put together a disease control panel because he's seen the future. Could have had blocked, found out if any countries that was having a disease or a pandemic or whatever it might be, he can sense that and stop it right there. But the Republican didn't want to budget it, so they denied it. Okay, 2019 came. The Democrat, they said, hold up, President, we got a pandemic going on. So he said, oh, here we go, another host. Yeah, them Democrats got another host. 2020, what happened? He shut down everything because he didn't know what was going on and he didn't want to admit to it. So now you got all these people died or got killed behind this dumb stuff that he could have stopped. And he was the president. And he'll never see another presidency as far as I'm concerned because he lied. Show you a film too. It's going to lead up to all of this.
place an infrastructure, not just here at home, but globally, that allows us to see it quickly, isolate it quickly, respond to it quickly. So that if and when a new strain of flu, like the Spanish flu, crops up 5 years from now or a decade from now, we've made the investment. And we're further along to be able to catch it. This is something that we take very seriously.
Well, we pretty much shut it down coming in from China. We're going to see what happens, but we did shut it down, yes.
And I feel like our team as a country is not ran by a great coach.
Now the Democrats are politicizing the coronavirus. They tried the impeachment hoax, and this is their new hoax.
Tonight, the president accusing Democrats of trying to politicize coronavirus. He's suggesting that the press and Democrats are exaggerating the threat and calling their response to the crisis their new hoax.
At a raucous South Carolina rally, President Donald Trump casting doubt on the coronavirus outbreak in this country and casting blame on the Democrats.
This is their new hoax. We have lost nobody to coronavirus in the United States.
But that's the beginning of the painting. So now I'm going to take you to my artwork.
All right.
Okay, take a look at this one right here. See, I don't have to be in it to describe it because this the way it went. I got the corona teaching the class because I have this in a classroom settings because I wanted the youth, I wanted everybody to educate themselves. So the coronavirus is teaching the class, which is us, about what he and she is doing, killing us. So coronavirus came into the picture. It wasn't stopped. Then you had the governor. He had to come on every day to let us know what was going on. So he said, I got to shut down the place. And the reason why, because the numbers don't lie. So he's showing you a chart about how it's affecting people's lives and how they have to get tested and how they have to wear masks. And the numbers would start to increase. So what he did, he shut down everything. That's right, we was shut down. Parks, stores, jobs, subway, everything. The only people that was going out was the nurses, the train drivers, police officers, stuff like fire engines. But everybody else shut down. Okay, so therefore you're gonna see a person running from the virus, which is true. Virus hit the area, you didn't know what to do. You said you got to stay in because there's no vaccine, nothing. Old people was dying. You see how they are right there? You got them right next to the person that was running from it. And then you got the first-hand workers, was the nurses, right there. A lot of them had got the coronas. Some of them had died, but they was that type of people that they would give up their own to save us. So that's where we was at, and that's where we at. Here's another educational piece for everyone that's out there, especially the young people. This will be in hieroglyphics. This is the Egyptian hieroglyphics. And you see all the, it's 4 students that's or in the classroom watching the corona teaching the class. So let's start with the one on the left in green. And what it would say in hieroglyphics in the alphabets is God. And the next one is in white, help. And blue, us. And the last one would be go, all. So what you got there is God, help, us, all, and hieroglyphics. So this is a good teaching part as well. Sometimes we have to change our language to get the message across. So I use hieroglyphics. And again, from left to right, it says God, help, us, all. Thank you very much for listening, and God bless you all. Thank you. Now, when you look at this other picture, right here, this is actually showing you and is in the classroom setting again. Is the kids holding up their hand, the teacher was showing them about the effects of corona and how it had destroyed our community, and you had a lot of people dying. So that's what they're showing you right there. They in the hospital, they're taking them out, and then, in the box. It was so miserable seeing this, frightening. We was messed up looking at this. And they said, we ain't got no cure, no nothing. You got to stay inside. And if you're coming from, they shut down everything. So if you come, people was leaving where they was at to go to another state. And then they didn't realize they were spreading it over there. So that was another problem. So you got to wear the mask. You got to stand. You got to quarantine yourself 14 days. So that was the deal. And that's educational. Now, while all of this was going on, and it was so crazy, the next thing we know, let me show you right here. Here we go. George Floyd. Yeah. Ain't this something? I cannot breathe. You had this police officer got his foot on his neck, and he told him, I can't breathe. Later on, he died. And you know what happened after? It sparked a huge movement throughout the world. Young people, white people, everybody came out and they marched. Black Lives Matter organization. It was something. And it was letting the people know, letting the officers know, letting the world know we're not going to take this anymore. You can't keep doing this to us. So every place you looked at, even in Washington, New York, everywhere, they had in certain places on the street and yellow, Black Lives Matter, and then they had the names of certain people that was killed by police officers. So this is educational. And it was kept marching. I took part of the Black Lives Matter painting at the Restoration Plaza on Fulton Street in Brooklyn to show my concern. And it was something to see this, to do it, to keep doing it, and stand up. Now, with all of this is said and done, there is the election that's coming up. Now, you could take everything that we just went through, the marching, watch the deceiving, the lies from the president, went through all of this. You need to make a move because you can't change nothing if you don't vote. You got to vote. You got to do all of that now, registered. And young people got to vote to get them out of the office because they're going to continue on doing this. Continue on doing the same thing over and over again. So we got to get them out. Can't spend no more terms. You had your shot. You're dead. So this is the situation. So this way, my way of giving back as an artist to reveal this educational to the world, to the public. That way, we cannot let this continue happening. Cannot. And you gotta show this or educate your young people or your kids. Just watch the film. And I wanna also show you at the end of the filming, I wanna bring you back and I wanna educate you on what happened because now you're gonna hear from their own mouth. 2014, 2019, 2020. How he didn't do anything. And you know he is the president. They try to warn him, and he didn't take that warning. And then he lies. Kept lying about it. Oh, I didn't want to tell him because if I told him I didn't want nobody to panic. No, you didn't know. You didn't care. See, that was another lie. And they're going to show you he went out there and played golf. He didn't care. So all this going to be there. When you see this on my social media page, it's going to be under the ATT artwork and then also under my name, Melvin Isaac. So you got two parts there. Spread this news, keep them young people to vote, educate them, because this ain't no joke. This is our life. This is the whole world. It's not just the United States of America. They got this doggone thing going through the whole world and it could have been saved. And they still ain't got no vaccine. I want to tell you something. I ain't been sick since, and you said you got a vaccine coming out and you don't know how it works? You got to be out of your mind. You got to be crazy. You remember about the Spanish flu? Yeah, think about that. And it's the same doggone mess. It just continued going on. I don't know what it is. Population destroying, decrease, whatever it might be, but we got to wake up. Got to wake up. Educate your people, educate yourself, and vote. And that's my message. And I'm out of here. I'm looking at a storyline, and this is what I'm doing right now into my painting, is having a storyline where it can share with you when it enter this world and how it affect everyone and what happened after that. We all was panic. We now wear masks going out, and we have to follow the CDC guidelines and make sure that we wash our hands, sanitize, 6 feet away, all the things that we must do in order to prevent this virus to enter our body because it's looking for a host. So we make sure that this doesn't happen to us, and we stay healthy, eat right, sleep well, exercise, and have our mind and our spirit uplifted at all times. So I'm going to share all of this into my painting about what we are going through, and then it became the lockdown where the government had to shut down everything to prevent this pandemic because of the chart and looking at the line that he was sharing with us about the peak, how far it had reached, and it was a must to shut down this city, everything. So that's what happened now. We're starting to reopen again. But through the shutdown, we still was going through a lot where there's no work, only essential workers. And then the president had put out some checks for everyone, which how long that would last, because we all stuck with nothing. And then it was the unemployment, which a lot of people is still on unemployment and not telling whether they can get their job back. So all of this is frightening, is depressing, but this is the world, and this is what we have to go through. And that's not just New York or that's all over the world. So they still don't have no cure for this virus, still working on it. It might be something coming up, maybe next year, who knows? But that's the situation that we're in. And a lot of people have been dying behind this. What we was witnesses, they was taking out bodies in the coffin, and it was, it's crazy. But this is what we had seen, and this is what we go through, and this is the situation. So right now, like I said, I'm combining all of this together with this, and we also want to give a shout out to all the nurses, the front workers, all the people that had to go to work, because the nurses are the one that, hey, they could be dead too, but they do that to save us. So we definitely want to give a shout out to them and everyone else that follows suit. So all of this, like I said, I'm making a series project of my artwork to combine together. It's going to take a minute or two. So I'm going to follow through with my project once it's done. But I think you're going to like everything I'm doing. And I want to try to keep all of this going. The movement is here. My art is here. And we are still here. So we want to keep our spirits up, and we want to make sure we are positive thinking, and how we're going to deal with all of this crazy stuff that's going on right now. So with that thought, I want to talk to y'all again. Again, my name is Melvin Isaac. I'm a professional artist and a community producer at Brick Arts Medium. I'm a member of the Fulton Art Fair, and I'm associated with the Dorsey Art Gallery. I'm here to present my artwork and share with you this series of stuff that was going on, or still going on, with the coronavirus and the Black Lives Matter, because what happened to George Floyd caused a huge movement throughout the world, and is an upset. So I really advise or suggest everyone, because the vote is coming up again, the polls, and the election for the next time around, I believe it's November or December, but be there and put your vote in, because that's the change right there. You need people in the political office to make the changes for all of this movement that's going on right now. All right? So that's my...
Never thought talk about Black Lives Matter. All these people getting killed will make your heart shatter. While we live in a world where all these cops will protect, they fucking spraying their guns at all these unarmed blacks. Let's have a talk about Black Lives Matter. All these people getting killed will make your heart shatter. While we live in a world where all these cops will protect, they fucking spraying their guns at all these unarmed blacks. In their racist minds, they see black as a threat. Took the life of a man selling cigarettes. He was a father of 6. Can get more fucked up than this. All these cops need to stop. We're fucking done with this shit. Why can't we live in respect, peace and equality? If I was black in the store, people would follow me. Michael Brown was 18 and killed for no fucking reason. Somebody played with the toy, next minute he was bleeding. Walter Scotty was fleeing, fell to the ground, he was shot. Not by a thug or a criminal, he was killed by a cop. All the people of color won't forget Emmett Till. He was beaten to death cause of a lie that was spilled. It's nothing new what had happened, this shit still happens daily. But trust me when I say he never touched that lady. Yet he's dead in the ground with open wounds he was found. Just because of a reason, the reason that he was brown.
George Floyd getting murdered in cold blood. I've never felt anything like that in my life, man. And to know that there's so many people just trying to do the right thing and make a life and just live. No justice, no peace. We all really are like victims of this.
Jogging around is a sentence to death, but running wasn't the reason why he could not take a breath. Ahmad was fatally shot by a father and a son. Thought he committed a crime, so they had pointed a gun. Of course a man of color was accused of this crime, but there's completely no difference between his life and mine. If Ahmad was a white man, he would still be alive, but he was black, so his life ended at 25. Let's talk about this shit recently. White cop killed him easily, another tall black man, so he was not treated equally. He was a man of peace, but he was never released. Never thought his life would end in the hands of police. He didn't mean no harm, and he didn't resist. He knew that if he died, it'd be his name on the list. This isn't police brutality, this is straight up murder. With his knee on his neck, he knew that it would hurt him, saying please I can't breathe, while he lay there underneath. That man was a racist, and that's what everyone sees. This has to come to an end, cause killing is their intent. This happens every fucking day, no we can't comprehend. And who was next to die, a family member or friend? And white privilege is real, we can no longer pretend. If the cops won't protect us, on who else do we depend? George Floyd was his name, and his name we defend.